Oh dear, ladies and gents, it would seem that Echo has bombed. Marvel has another bomb on their hands. In fact, Echo has the worst ratings of any MCU show ever. Terrible. Which is funny because, of course, we had Secret Invasion. Jeez. So, yeah, this is fascinating stuff. Not really a surprise. They were so bizarre on releasing this. So bizarre. It was sort of going to release, then it wasn't, then it was, then it wasn't. Then we had leaks, and then they released it, and my God, was it terrible. Terrible reaction, anyway. So now, dive into this today. This is not massively new. This is a few days old, but I've been busy, so I haven't managed to get to it yet. On Sunday, I take a little bit more of a relaxed approach to this content. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on, and let's take a look, shall we? So, Echo bombs on Disney+. Now, this is not a huge surprise, obviously, because, you know, it's Echo. But also because when it did come out, it barely even scratched like the top 10 of Hulu or something like that. It was crazy. It was nowhere to be seen on any ratings, like sort of census anywhere. And you'd think it would, but no. So Marvel's Echo turns out to be another big MCU bomb on Disney+, as the 5-episode series looks to have even worse ratings than Ms. Marvel. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. So Marvel dropped all the Echo episodes at one time on Disney Plus and Hulu. So it is difficult to compare them, right, in terms of weekly and things like that. But I really don't think it is that difficult to compare. You can compare averages anyway, as this one says. So it's probably safe to say that those bottom of the barrel MCU fans that tuned in to Echo episode 1 continue to binge watch through to the last episode. So it's just averages. It's just averages. But yeah, not really around. Not really there. Just at the end. 731 million minutes. That's not good. That's not good at all. So Nielsen reports that the week all 5 episodes dropped, they were watched for 731 million minutes, which actually makes the Nielsen top 10 for the week. But that's not a good thing because of how bad the figures actually are. Streaming's down generally. So those numbers are for all 5 episodes as well. And then again, like it's not high. These figures are not high anyway. So yeah, averages out to 142 million minutes an episode, which is not good at all. And the first few episodes would have the higher quantity of people watching, and then people would have tuned out anyway, of course. And you would have got that if they hadn't. And this is the art of releasing it all in one go. You would have got those figures if they had released it sequentially, you know, week on, week out, linearly. Which is what happened with the likes of She-Hulk, for instance. We had the figures. We knew exactly when people were dropping off. Whereas this, they release all in one go, and they're like, there you go. It's like, it's not good. That's not good. Same with Ahsoka, actually, as well. So you can also look at this as Echo was released on both Disney and Hulu, so the numbers are even worse for Disney+, as the Nielsen charts measures both Disney Plus and Hulu. So it's across 2 streaming platforms. That's abysmal. It's 146.2 million episodes shared between 2 streaming platforms. Oh my God. Other MCU shows were only released on Disney Plus. Again, just showing how bad and woeful this was. If we compare the average to the first episode of the other MCU shows on Disney Plus, Echo is a complete disaster. So, look, Secret Invasion, 461 million minutes for episode 1. Right? Wow. Ms. Marvel, 249 million minutes. Episode 1. So, like, what was it, like 100 million minutes less? Yeah. Wow. That's so bad. She-Hulk didn't actually make the Nielsen ratings for the first episode, but the week of episode 2 saw 390 million minutes and then saw 472 million minutes for week 3. So how bad was episode 1? Oh my God. That's so bad. Hawkeye, 53 million viewers tuned in for the first 2 episodes. Moon Knight, 418 million minutes. Look how bad it is by comparison. Oh my god. But also, this is why these videos are so interesting to do, right? Because you can, even looking at Loki Season 1 versus Season 2, look at that. Loki Season 1, 731 million minutes. Loki Season 2, 446 million minutes. It tanked. It just goes to show how people are checking out from Marvel, hey? Falcon and Winter Soldier, 628 million minutes. These are just for first few episodes, by the way. Or the first episode, if that's how it's been released. WandaVision, 434 million minutes. How bad is that? Again, if you look at like Ms. Marvel, 249, Secret Invasion, 461. Again, compare them to Loki Season 1 and Season 2. How bad. They've really fallen off a cliff. Hawkeye as well. How good Hawkeye did by comparison to everything else. Holy shit. So bad. And again, we had this video circulating to explain why it's so bad. God. Wow, man. You'd think you'd give up at this point, wouldn't you? This is their introduction. They couldn't even tease people to come back and watch it with Daredevil. Wow. I do think, real talk for a second. I do think when it comes down to it, I do think Marvel are probably going to stop making a lot of these things now. Because Secret Invasion, for instance, as well as She-Hulk, they had like $200 million budgets. 250, I think Secret Invasion was. When you're making a series for so much money and it's bombing so monumentally hard, how do you justify that as a business venture? Wow. That is so bad, because it doesn't even, normally what they would think is, right, well, there's going to be a crossover, so we'll get them in to watch this, cool, and then that will bleed over into movies. But the movies are doing terribly. I mean, Ms. Marvel, that series would have cost a hefty amount of money, and then The Marvels comes out and it tanks and loses them money. So all round, as a business venture, 2 things have just cost them insane sums of cash. They can't keep this up. Marvel, as a brand, I do think is genuinely dying. I think Deadpool and Wolverine will be an outlier, and then after that, I can't see them recouping their sort of brand image. Can you? Let me know down below. So there you go. Echo was an unmitigated disaster. Marvel is dying. What do you think? Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.